Hi guys, Nikhil here. Welcome to Salesforce Troop. This is the fifth session of our LWC Testing with Jess series. And today we're gonna learn about how to test nested components, or in other word, if I would say, how to test composed components. Okay, so let's go and see what we're gonna test today. So in the playground, I already copy paste the code for you guys to understand that. So here app is the parent component and child is the child component. In the parent component, I have created a card. Within the card, I am embedding the child component. And in the child component, I am passing the user data that is already defined in my JS. So name and ID I'm passing down to my child component. So the child component gonna receive the data using at the rate API user details. So it is receiving the data, and in the child HTML I'm using the if true or if false directive to hide and show. If the user details are available, then show the name on the screen. If it's not available, then don't show the name on the screen. We can simplify this as well by removing this. We don't need too complicated structure. And if it's not available, we'll show on the screen no user data available. And so it means if I pass from here null, it should show me the data. Yeah, now you see no user data available. So it takes time sometime to load. That's why it looks like it's not working. So I'll replace this back, and now you can see the data is coming. So this is what we're gonna test. So from the testing point of view, from the parent, what I can test from the parent, I can see whether the child component is this tag is rendering properly on the component or not. Apart from that, I can test whether the user details has the correct data or not. And from the child point of view, we can check both the scenario when user details is available, whether the name is Nikhil or not. If user detail is not there, the no user data available or not. So these four scenario we can easily test. So let's go to our VS code and start writing the code. So I am on my VS code. We have to create two components. One is the parent component and another is the child component. So first we'll create the parent component. I'll go to command palette, create lightning web component, my parent comp, hit enter, take the default path, and it will create the component. So now our component is ready, my parent comp. And in this parent comp, I'll go to my playground. I'll just copy paste this data as it is. Right now we don't have child component, so I can comment it for time being. And from JS, what we are expecting is we are expecting our data to be user data property, and it's an object that's storing the ID and the name. So it's just a local property, name and ID. Because in next lecture we're gonna see how we actually connect with wire and apex. So today we are only focusing on component composition of nested components. So now our card is ready, and now we have to create the child component. Again, go back and select create lightning web component, my child comp, hit enter, take the default path. I'll go back to playground. I'll copy paste this basic code and come back and paste it in my child component HTML. And to hold the data from the parent, we already all knows at the rate API is required to make the property globally available. So we are creating at the rate API user detail, and to use API, you need to import API from LWC package. So right now it's all about how we created the component. Now we'll go and start writing the test cases. And If you already followed my previous video, you all know how to write the test cases. So first we'll go here and create the folder underscore underscore test. So I'll select this, create a new folder underscore underscore test underscore underscore, and under this folder you need to create the same name test file. So I'll create a file, my parent component, and the extension should be .test.js. So we are writing now first test case for our parent component, and the structure is almost same for all the test cases that we discussed in our previous videos. So first thing you need to do is you have to import create element. That will help you to create the element in your JS DOM from LWC. After that you need the component that you want to test. So in our case, our component is my parent component, and the name should be always the class name. So remember, because we are exporting this particular class, so import, and it's a default, that's why we are not giving the curly brackets and all. From C is our namespace, and the path is my parent component. So now we have the power to create a element, and we already know what component we have to test. So let's start with the describe block. In describe block we have to give the suite name. So we are testing my parent component testing, and my parent class component is UMP, my parent component testing, and the second parameter is the callback. And within this block we're gonna write our test case. So we already know every time a test case run we have to create the element, and to that element we have to append our component, and that component once is ready we have to append that to the body. So it's, we already know now, we have to use before each. That's make our life easy instead of writing it again and again. So we call the before each block, so that whenever the test case runs, before every test case run, this whatever we write inside the block should run. So we are creating an element first, and that element is, we are creating an element using a create element, and it takes what should be the tag of your element, that is see my parent hyphen com. That is this should be the same way how you call the component in your LWC. And the second parameter is to append your component that you want to append between these tags. So we are appending the HTML of my parent component within this c hyphen my hyphen parent hyphen com tag. So our element is ready now, and now we have to append our component, or append our element to the body tag, and we already know how to append that. So document.body append style and element. And behind the scene how it works, let me explain you very quickly. I already explained in many videos. So it will form a DOM like this behind the scene, then it will create a tag like this that we are creating here. And as we are saying, once the tag create, take the my parent component, it go to the HTML, it take the whole tag, and it pastes like this. This is what it forms behind the scene by this code. Okay, so our component is, element is created, and element is already appended to the body tag. And one thing I observe in our HTML, we have to enable our child component, because we already created the child component, and our child component is c hyphen my hyphen child hyphen com. This is how you going to call, because our component is my child component and c is the namespace. Similarly here, my child. component. All good. Let's back to our test cases. So let's write our first test case. Use the it block. You can use the test block as well. The first test case is render child component. Child component. We are going to make sure the child component or the child component element is rendering in the DOM or not. So what we're gonna do here is it's a callback. Within the callback, first we're going to call our element, and now it's already append to the body tag. We can call it using a document.query selector. So we'll say const element equal to document dot query selector, and call the query selector. You need to pass, like if you are querying for the div tag, you will call div. So we are calling it for the my parent component tag. So you need the component element tag. So we are getting the element now, and apart from that, we have to, once we get the element, we have to query for this particular tag within that element, right? So in this, we're gonna check whether this particular tag is available once or not, okay, in our test case. And to fetch that element, you need to call it within the element, go to shadow root, and within the shadow root, query selector all. It will check for all the tags that are available with the name c hyphen my hyphen child hyphen com. So if there are many, it will return 2. If it's 3, if it is 0, it's return 0. So it returns in the form of array like structure, and we'll store this in the variable called child component element. You can call this element. So now we have the data. If this query finds something, it will store in this variable. Now we can assert it. We can say expect. We are expecting at least the length should be. We can run the length property because it query selector all returns the array structure. So in on array you can perform the dot length dot to be 1. So this is how you can check whether this element is rendering once or not. And this is our first test case is ready. So now let's run the test case. Go to terminal and start typing npm run test colon unit colon watch is the mode in which you don't need to run the test case again and again. It always keep an eye if anything change in the test file, and I don't want to run the test cases for all the files that are available in my project. I just want to run for the specific one. So give -t and drag your test file. I hope it will work for the particular file. I can zoom my code little bit if it's too small. It's running for all the files instead of a single file. Don't know the reason, but that was the command. I thought it will work for a single file. Okay, that's all right. At least it's running. So now the test case is completed. And let's go above and see. So here is the test case that we want, and my parent component test case is passed. And here it's giving some interesting messages like press A to run all the tests, press F to run only failed tests, press O to run only tests related to changed file, and press P to filter by file name or filter by test name. So let's click on O and see what will happen. Only run tests related to changed file. So I press now O, and we'll see if it gives us the correct one or not. Okay. In meantime, I'll start writing the another test case. And another test case we already tested in our this scenario, like whether the test, whether this child component element is rendered only once or not. Now we have to make sure whether the user detail data is going correct or not. So we'll create another test suite. We'll say it render user data property. I will say set user data property correctly. Okay, so this will also take the callback block, and within this we're gonna write our test case. And in this test case, what we can test is, first we need the same, we need the element because we are testing the parent component. So the component that we are testing, we need that element anyhow. And then we need the child component as well, because on the child component we are passing the data, so we need this child component as well to make sure the data is going correctly. And now we can check directly within this child call element dot user details dot name. So if you are passing something to an element user detail as an object, and that object has name property, we can make sure like user detail dot name should give me Nikhil. Okay, so I'll go here and say dot to be Nikhil. Or the better approach, I would say, like you can move your constants to the top here, user results Nikhil, and check user result, because tomorrow if your data change, you don't have to find many times if you are using the same Nikhil in many places. So it's better to move the constant to the top and use it inside your test case. Okay, so I stopped my test cases. Let's run it again to test whether our second test case is passing or not. And this time I figured out how the single file will run. So the command should be same, but you need to pass only the folder name, that is my parent component. And it checks actually the regex pattern, like this name is available this within this project or not, and we are using only at one place. When we were passing the whole path, it was checking, okay, the path is available in all the file, that's why it's running the test case for all the file. So I hope this will run this time a single file. Now you see it's running the test case only for our file, that is my parent component.test.js. So this is good. Actually this takes less time. Instead of running the test cases for all the files that's available in the project, just stick to the one file. And by this you can see how many test cases failed or passed or test suite. If you have multiple describe block within the single file, that also, that gives you better clarity about your test cases. Now you can see that our second test case has failed, and the message is very clear, the cannot read the property of name, so user detail is not available. Just go and make sure it's user detail only here, and name properties of undefined, that's why this is failing. And I guess the reason is I'm using query selector all, but I don't need query selector all because I know it's only once. If it is query selector all, I have to use array notation like component of 0 dot user, so I can remove it, query selector all, and save it. It will start running it again. Now you can see it pass our set user data property correctly, so this is working fine. Now in this section you have learned till now how the compose component testing happens. Now we'll go and quickly test the normal test cases for our child component. We'll follow the same pattern, create a new folder under the my child component underscore underscore tests underscore underscore, and under that folder we're gonna create a file with the same name as a component, my child com, with the extension .test.js. And the structure, again, the starting point is almost same for all the test cases. You need to import your create element from LWC and my child component from my child component path, and you have to create the describe block. Within the describe block, you can write testing of my child component, and in this block, first thing we have to do is run the before each block. We're gonna create the element that is my child and append the, so I just copy paste it because we know now we already did the same thing in the parent component. So we are creating the component element that is c hyphen my hyphen child component, and this should be exactly the same how you call the component inside your LWC. It create the element, load the HTML tag of my child component inside this element and append it to the body. Now let's start writing our test case. So for the first thing in the test case, we have to make sure the name property is rendering properly. So if we are passing the user data dot name Nikhil, so here the Nikhil should print. So let's test that. Let's create our first test case. It renders name based on public property. Public property is nothing that is a property appended with like at the rate API decorator. Okay. So let's start testing it. To test it, we first need the element, and we gonna query that element using c hyphen my child component. Now element is available. In element, we need to append the user details. So we can say element dot user detail, and we can set the data to user detail, and the data we can create again the constant here user underscore data, and we go to the top and create the same data that we are passing. It's, we called it sort of mocking only. So we are just saying okay, this data will come from parent to the user detail, and then we'll say okay, once the data comes to the user detail in the div, so first we need to fetch the div element, and to fetch that element dot shadow root dot query selector, and we are fetching only div. And one of the guy asked me there are many divs, what can we do? We can give the class as well, that will also work fine. You can say user name something, so we can, instead of div, you can go with the class as well here, or instead of that mix and match, you can say div with the class username. This is also going to work out, so anything you can do it. Okay, so I'm using div, or I can go with the class as well. So I'll say okay, take the class, find the class in that element, and if that class is available, then we'll say the element, if that element is available with that particular class, we'll take the text content. So the text content is nothing, the text between the tags. So between the tags, if the name is coming correctly, it should be user data dot name, because we are setting the user data to the user detail property, and ideally user detail property should render on the DOM, and the name should be same as the text content. Okay, this is the first case. Till then it let this test case is running, we'll test and write another test case as well. And now we'll go with the negative scenario in which we'll say no user data available. So user data is not available in this case. We'll say render render message if user details not available. And again the same thing, we need the element to run our test, and we need a tag to test this. I'll go, and here it's a p tag. I can go with the class as well as p tag, whichever way you want. So I'll say const p element, and I'll say this time I'll go with the tag, okay, instead of class. You can give the class as well, and we'll say fetch the p tag, and within the p tag check the text content, and to be what should be the text content, we can create a constant on the top message no user data available. No user data available, just make sure dot is there or not. Dot is there, everything is correct. Copy paste here as it is, and in this case we have not append the user detail to the element, so by default user detail will be a null or undefined. Okay, let's wait and see whether the test cases passes or not. And one thing, we run the test cases only for the parent, so we can stop this one and run the test cases for the child one this time. So press Ctrl C to stop that, and here we just type the component name my child home and enter. Now it will run for the child component. So our test case is failing, and both the test case got failed. Let's see what's the error with the first one. Render name based on the public property, and it's saying cannot read the text content. Okay, so it means he's not able to find the class name. We'll see that. And the second one is also he's not able to find the shadow root. So let's see our code again. So there are many things I can observe we are doing wrong right now. One is the name property should be small here. Apart from that, we need to append the user detail when we are embedding in the parent. It means when we are appending the child to the body, you can't append the detail like this. So if we append the user detail in before each, we have one problem, because then second test case will not get passed, because there it always be adding the user data. So what we're gonna do in this particular scenario, we can remove the before each. Okay, and for that I can do this directly. We'll run this creation in the starting of each test case. I'll tell you why. So in the first case, we want an element to be created, the HTML to be content, but before appending to the body, I want my element to have the user detail. So once the element that has been created, the user detail should be append there, and then it renders in the JS DOM. Okay, so what it's gonna do here is it will create the tag internally like this, and here it will take the element user details and map the user data like this. And once the data renders, it will load the document body. So that was the first mistake that I am able to figure out. That's why we moved our element creation from before each to each test case. So now the element gets rendered. We can proceed with the same structure here. And same case here, we can do that. Just copy paste the scenario and append the body, because in this case we don't need user details to be append, then only our details will be will not able to show the message. And I hope this one should work now. Apart from this, right now I'm not able to see anything. Okay, let's see our test cases is running or not. It started running. Let's wait. And finally it's passed. So I'll reiterate actually what was the mistake. Okay, so I'll go back to the code. So as usual, we create the element, we import the our component that we want to test. We go to our describe block. Above this, we just define some constant that we're gonna use in our testing. Then what we did is in all the scenario we were using before each. So because this particular element creation and appendation was almost same, but in this particular scenario, we want to append a user detail at the runtime, the time the element is creating. So if I am able to add the data for all the scenario, I was never able to pass this particular scenario. Okay, that's why I moved my element creation individually to each test case. So first we create the element. To the element we append the user detail, we append to the body, and then we query the div element and check the text is correct or not. Similarly, this time we didn't pass the user detail and we append the element and check whether the correct message no user data available is coming or not. So this is how you test. And I'm glad we found, like, we see how we can approach the problem. There was an issue while writing the code, we figured out. And the other issue was the name I wrote capital letter, but here we mocked it as a small. So our test case is good now. We saw today how we can write the test case for the parent, for the child. So this is our parent one. That was pretty simple. We tested only the child is rendered once, and then the data that is passing down to the child is correct or not. So if you guys have any query or anything regarding this particular scenario, you can ask me in the comment box. And in the next session I'll definitely come with the wire service testing that most people ask me, like we are waiting for wire service testing, and I'm coming very soon with that testing video as well. Thanks guys, please do like, subscribe and share my video if you like it. And if you have any doubt, you can message me on LinkedIn. I am very active on LinkedIn as compared to other social media. And you can comment in the video as well. I would love to answer your questions. Thanks guys, have a great day. Bye bye.